So that being said, without further ado, let's run through the 10 tweets that I found to be the funniest. And this is Packers Twitter taking victory laps a bit too soon. So Adam, once again, I'm going to let you kind of narrate and walk us through each of these, and then we'll have our fun on the back end. So without further ado, here's contestant number 1.
Packer Jesus, my brothers and sisters, the feast of Chicago Bears pauses briefly at halftime, allowing Green Bay to reflect, adjust, and return hungry. Hashtag go Pack go. Yeah, good one, pal. I guess you don't watch a lot of football. I don't want to fault you, and you're probably one of those people who doesn't pay close attention, but the Bears are actually pretty good at rallying from things. But yeah, good one.
All right, we move on to the next.
They told to be worried about the Bears, laughing face emoji. There is a reason why, and apparently you did not take heed to this. Do you not watch movies? Like, do you watch that? You're like, oh, you watch a movie and you're like, oh, so this is over. You're like, no. I think they might blow up the Death Star. I don't think it's as dire as you think it's going to be, but please celebrate so much. Why are they so confident? They lost 4 games in a row going into this game. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm getting off track.
And now we've got belt to ass. A lot of these fans like to bring out the belt, and this one was brought out at halftime.
You know what? None of you have worn belts in a long time because you don't fit in them anymore. And the ones that do have belts still had to take out a screwdriver to make some extra holes. So I don't know. It's really not an appropriate phrase from you guys. So that's an expression that you guys probably, by the way, given certain things going, maybe you guys don't use that expression. If I'm just being real with you, Wisconsin, maybe that should be one you might want to lay out on that one.
Maybe holster the belt, but maybe enter more cowbell.
Oh, again, they get so mad at this whole thing of the cheese grater. Like, you don't understand how ridiculous your dumb hat looks, and you want to go out there. And by the way, you're using a bit by Will Ferrell, who is one of the most recognizable USC alumnus going, even chef's kiss for your inability to recognize, to read the room. In any event, good job, Packers.
And you mentioned this one in our first segment, but there's our guy, Clay Matthews. First time the draft was ever in Green Bay, and this is how he chose to celebrate it.
You know what? You didn't want to celebrate the legacy of Vince Lombardi or anything like that. You use this platform to come after the Bears. I never want to hear how you're obsessed. There was a guy I even responded to on Twitter a moment ago before the show started who was like, oh, did all the Bears fans stay home today to be on Twitter? I'm like, the first thing, you're still tweeting about us. Your season's over. What are you doing? You lost. Leave. Like, she's not going home with you. Go. Leave the bar. It's over.
And between some of the traditions of Green Bay, as they like to call us little brothers, but sing songs about the Bears still stuck, they're still trying to run out this old one of I still own you from a quarterback that's currently in the playoffs right now.
You know what's funny is and the pearl clutching again. Like, not only that guy looked at a fan and said, I bleeping own you. And now I know I don't know if there was ever, they allege that she cursed at him first, but it's like, you're an NFL player. You should be above that, which I'm fine with. Like, I have actually spent, unlike all of you Packer fans, I've actually spent time with Aaron Rodgers. I talked S to him, and the time that I talked to him, we just signed Mike Glennon. So I didn't really have a lot to go with. But that, you know, as much as I don't like Aaron Rodgers, I do have to appreciate the fact that he was real about the rivalry and how much fun it was. And you know what? We wore it, and we wore it in good spirit, and we flipped them off, and we did whatever. But you guys are unwilling to do the same thing, which is hilarious.
Absolutely. And moving things on, you know, everybody likes to say, enjoy Cancun. And that's what our friend over up north had to say.
Yeah, enjoy Cancun. And is that what is
That's Michael Irvin.
Michael
with
Irvin.
Belt to wall. It's not
Okay.
even belt to ass anymore. It's just
I
belt
know.
to wall.
I know that these Packer fans are either young or dumb or both, but Michael Irvin owned your GD team in the 1990s. It was like clockwork. As much as the Packers playoff utility is right now, every year you could set your watch. It was New Year's and then the Dallas Cowboys embarrassing the Green Bay Packers, and you chose a photo of Michael Irvin, who, if your grandfathers probably didn't root for the Packers, you were probably a front runner who rooted. You probably grew up in like El Toro, California, and now you're like, hey, look at me. You're using Michael Irvin. It's perfect. Well done, Packers. Your lack for a team that is supposed to be steeped in history, your lack of a concept of history is unsurprising, though.
And that's what they're trying to clutch onto is history. And they tried to scare the Bears by bringing Randall Cobb out there, and Eric Hubbs from Barstool wanted to make sure we were reminded of that pregame, like that was going to spook Caleb Williams into losing another tough game.
Well, you know what's funny is Chris Conte wasn't in the end zone for the final play of the game, so we had that going for us. Julius Peppers wasn't getting tripped up by Robert Kuhn. And you know the best part about that play, and I posted this on my Instagram today, is like that end zone sucks. Like that end zone has seen some S. Like we're talking about Randall Cobb. We're talking about BJ Raji. There was another dumb one I can think of too. But at the same time, the fact that we were able to sort of like cleanse that, it's like waving sage around that end zone. That end zone is now a happy place.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we had some people crowning them. You want to crown them. Packer fan, not only victory lapping the game, but was calling Super Bowl with a photoshopped hat of Jordan Love with a Super Bowl hat and holding the Lombardi trophy. Not so fast, my friend.
Remember when they did the whole thing like, hey, Brett Favre fought at a charity when he was, he won a Super Bowl when he was 27. Aaron Rodgers won one when he was 27. Jordan Love is 27. Yeah, you're not winning. Sorry, guys. Streak ended.
And then finally, the king of Packer fans and the king of harassing Bears fans. Getting a little too spicy, a little too early. Peter Bukowski at halftime. This is an epic ass kicking.
He knows that he's just doing that to he knew the Packers were going to lose. I think there's a lot of copium going on where I think a lot of the Packer fans were probably scared, like, oh crap, they're going to do it again, aren't they? I got to get in my comments while I can, or else you're just dumb, which both things can be true. Great one, Peter. Once again, you arrived too early, to put it mildly. I want to put it in a friendly sense of George McCaskey, but I'll keep it as clean as possible on CHGO.